What is good, everybody? Welcome back to Jim Dropper Sports. I'm your host, Shanti Story, and today, hey, boy, got something a little different for y'all boys today. We ain't never did this before. Ain't reaching uncharted territory. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Things looking a little different. You know what I'm saying? Some things you can't see. You feel me? John Cena. Obviously, everybody knows John Cena turned heel a few weeks ago, but this past Monday, he had his first appearance on Raw since the moment with him and Cody Rhodes and John Cena flipping the script. Uh, I gotta ask you, man, because you're the wrestling guy. You really do this. What did you think of the promo that Cena cut on Monday Night Raw this past Monday?
Honestly, it was kind of weird though, like in a sense, because I was kind of used to coming up, growing up. John Cena was basic thugonomics, the doctor of thugonomics, which is i.e. you can take it how you want to take it. Basically, his rap gimmick. I was expecting that, but John Cena he came out with his same theme song, same attire, didn't really switch up nothing. So I don't know if they just baby step it, until he goes into that, but I mean, the promo as a whole, he's kind of he was kind of speaking facts though, because there was a time where we booed him when he was Super Cena, i.e., 2008 to 2014. Man, if y'all was watching WWE then, that's when I ain't gonna lie, the views went down. I stopped watching it as a whole then as much. I mean, because like I said, WWE that was something that you had to watch in your childhood. That was something it was addicting to every Monday, every Friday. Uh, Hell, if I really want to show my age, I remember when SmackDown was on Thursday. That was something you really have to watch every week. But uh, it was just amazing, man. Honestly, it's just different, man. It's different. I'm glad that he's a heel now, though. It was long overdue. This is final year too, so let's see how it works out with old boy Cena.
Man, look. So for me, it was one of those things where I understood why he didn't make any changes. I understood the logic behind not making any changes to the attire, not making any changes to the theme song. Because look, if he were to do that, that would still be appeasing the people. And I think now I like the angle that he took. That was the thing I appreciate. It was different. I didn't know how I was gonna react to it because I was trying to feel my way through it. But I said I like the angle that he took. Like, hey, bro, I've given y'all 25 years of service. I do everything. I make every appearance. I'm always the superhero. I'm always the guy that's standing on morals. Hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up. But now I said no. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with how y'all treat me. I'm fed up with what I have to do for everybody, and nobody's getting anything that they want from here on out. And I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate the psyche that you know that he took towards this heel run that he's on. It's just, and it doesn't even. But I feel him when he said like he look. I'm not a baby face, nor am I a heel. I'm just a human being, bro. I was like, you know what? I was like, bro, this is the first time in a long time where I'm like, you know what? They got a point, bro. like he's got a legit point when you think about all of what Cena's been through in his time from his debut in 2002 till now, and like you said, the PG era, the Super Cena era, where he constantly gets booed, and that there's a clip from like 2013 where he announces that he's got to go away for surgery and the crowd erupts and cheers. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I say I don't know. I said no cap. I said it's good to see them humanize the character of John Cena in his last stint with the WWE. Like it's good to not see just him be like on some Captain American like Shiati, you know what I'm saying? Just face it all and come out on the other side unscathed. Like no. Show us your human side. Show us that you bleed. Show us that you actually feel real things. You know what I'm saying? So I can appreciate what they're doing here with Cena in this last run.
Yeah, and I just want to know what. Obviously, I feel like Cody definitely is gonna. I don't know. This either can boost Cody. I think this really, honestly, at the end of the day, this really boosts Cody a lot because like this really, just I feel like this really, how should I say it? It's like he handed the WWE off to him. He finally got the guy, you know. Even though Cody was up there in age, and Cody been in the industry since 2007. He's been in the industry for a while, but you know, it took Cody for he left the WWE in 2016 when did the indie circuit, and then you know also did AEW as well, the rival company of WWE, and managed to come back. And the crazy thing about Cody is he helped start up AEW like himself, brick by brick himself. You know, um, it's kind of crazy, man. Like you know, it's about to help Cody out a lot. But honestly, me, the old fan, me being a diehard John Cena fan, for the longest, I got to see Cena win number 17, beat Ric Flair's record. You know, hey, it's all about F them kids. F them kids, F what you want. F Cody Rhodes. I need my guy to get number 17, man. It's only right. This is last run. It's only right.
I want to see it too, but you know, like I said, I'm more of a novice when it comes down to WWE when it comes down to terms of how things should be booked, how storylines should go. So, in your opinion, it is the route. So, if is that the right route to take for the WWE? Is to have Cena win 17? Is that the right way to go about this storyline, or how long do we think this actually goes on for? Because I guess I have a lot of questions. Honestly, like is Cena winning 17 the right choice? And how do you see this storyline finishing out by the end of the year for John Cena in his last run?
Man, cause yeah, he eventually gonna have that final opponent, which is gonna be in December. I think they're having a show in Boston, Massachusetts, which is gonna be which is John Cena's hometown. Oh man, only way I can see it is like he win, say he held it to November, which would be Survivor Series pay per view. I could see a triple threat with him, Cody, and Roman Reigns. That's the only way. I mean, booking wise, maybe I can see a scenario like that. That's if he wins. Now, if he lose, that makes it even more weird, man. Cause I'm like, dang, he ain't never gonna win. You know, he never gonna win number 17, or he can win number 17 his final match. So it's like it's curious on what he can do. You know, and then also I'm curious like what The Rock is gonna do too. Like, what about The Rock? You know, I mean, I think he's tied up in movies, so I don't think he's really gonna wrestle this year, if I'm not mistaken. So it's all different routes they can go with this, man.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because I'm just like I'm like, damn, man. Like, do we want to? Like, is it gonna feel right if Cena gets that 17 championship as a heel? Like, I mean, is that gonna feel like the proper way for it to go? Like I said, I'm all for it, but like you said earlier in the episode, if I want to see Cena as a heel, I want to see Doctor Thugonomics Cena, because that's the Cena that like that's the one that I gravitate toward, bro. The freestyling every weekend, like that's who I wanted to see. But like I said, I get it, but it's I don't know. Cena today feels like that whole gimmick felt like a disappointed father, bro. It feels weird watching Cena now, bro. It feel weird watching Cena with that comb over try to wrestle, bro. It feel weird watching Cena with that damn ball spot try to wrestle. Like it's hard for me to grasp. Like I've watched it. And I'm just like, yeah, it's about that time, big dog. Like yeah, it's I don't know, bro. You making me feel old watching you, bro. So it's like I don't know, bro. I just have a hard time grasping what this is, bro. 'Cause I think like for me, like wrestling for me is like in a time capsule for me. Like I have a prime time where I watch wrestling. I think the last time I actually watched wrestling intently may have been like around 2011. It was like the last time I watched it. Like I had like a 4 year run from '07 to 2011 was where I was really like the biggest fan. I have a hard time thinking about some of these guys outside of that era, bro. So to see these guys be like old ass men now, like pushing 50 years old, I don't know, man. Like I was like, all right, yeah, we can go ahead and hang this up. But I was kind of down to see Simba change up the gimmick altogether to match where he's at in life. Cause I like that's kind of what that is kind of what I wanted to see.
Yeah, he trimmed his hair down a little bit, and you know he tried to get. I think he got the ball spot covered or whatever. You know, Hey man, Cena, look, man. Hey, use that Bosley's, man. I use that myself. You know what I'm saying? Bosley's, that it won't get all of it back, but it helped prevent it. It helped slow it down just a tad bit. But man, just go back, man. Yeah, just go back what you said earlier, like because in 2007, um, there was that period when the WWE got really boring. When they got HD, when they got PG, and due to current events outside of WWE, like i.e. Chris Benoit, you know, they had to go PG, change his face up just a tad bit because that was a terrible situation. Um, WWE just got it got whacked to me a little bit, because when I was a little kid, I started like year 2000, 2001. That's when it was the WWF Raw's War. Stone Cold, The Rock, the real The Rock. All those other guys, Triple H. Hell, Triple H was one of my favorite wrestlers at one point, but it always been The Rock to me though. The Rock has been number one or whatever. But um, and it's just weird that it's not gonna be like that today because you got a whole bunch of young guys. Like hell, I got Rey Mysterio, man. He's still at it. He's pushing 50. He's 50 years old, still moving like the way he is. But he also got his son that's wrestling as well, Dominic, who's the same age as us, around that age. So it's kind of crazy, man. Like all our star guys is eventually gonna retire, man. Randy Orton, hell, Randy Orton might, Randy Orton's, yeah, bro, yeah, bro. It's it's just a change, man. It's time for a change, man. John Cena definitely gonna be out the door, man. I mean, he shit, he's part of the childhood. It's crazy though, man. It's crazy. He's just a part of our childhood, bro.
And that's always been the toughest thing, bro. Cause for me, right? Cause I mean, I guess now we just shooting the shit. For me, I want to say so. I got back into wrestling. I want to say well, so I want to say I got back into it like around. I said '07, but it was really like around '06. I got back into it when Edge and Cena were having their feud. That was when because I was about like 9 years old. Yeah, that's when I got back into it. Like I like mind you, I had just like you. Like I watched it earlier, but I didn't really I didn't really understand it too much, and I remember I had a Stone Cold toy, I had a Triple H toy, so I had like the OGs from the Attitude Era. That's who I had, but like Cena and the boys in that Ruthless Aggression era that was really my time frame. Like you said, like Cena versus Edge, uh, fam, I remember because I ain't had cable, and this is for the real ones. You know what I'm saying? That was like off the trapping off the antenna still. Friday Night SmackDown, I had Taker versus Batista. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
CWUP, hey,
Yeah.
CWUPN, bro. All right there with you. Hey, hey, Channel 7 or Channel 9 or
Yeah,
62 with the tender.
bro,
Yeah, bro.
62. Hey, 62 was my that was
It's the
me, bro.
upstate.
Like
That's the upstate.
that's the upstate. Hey, look, you gotta understand. Hey, the real 864 kids right here, bro. Y'all boy just don't understand. Like that was a prime Friday night for me, bro. Like I'm talking about like if it wasn't football season and I wasn't out at a game, oh brother, I am locked in to Friday Night SmackDown each and every Friday. You know what I'm saying? And and I had to watch for the Raw recap. You know what I'm saying? I was really there for the Raw recap because I was a bigger because all my favorite stars were really on Raw. And I just couldn't watch them, so I'm like, yeah, I gotta watch the Raw recap. You know what I'm saying? Especially when them boys like Jeff Hardy, them boys came back. You know what I'm saying? Like when Jeff Hardy came back, like that was huge. When they brought Jeff Hardy to SmackDown, that I was geeked because I'm like, bro, Jeff Hardy really for some reason I don't know how and I don't know when this happened. Jeff Hardy is an iconic figure, bro, in the black community, bro. I don't understand. If you were growing up in the mid 2000s, but Jeff Hardy is that guy. Like I stand on the fact that if Jeff Hardy didn't have the drug issues, Jeff Hardy would have been more of the face, at least for me, than John Cena was. John Cena was my guy, but Jeff Hardy, bro, for me, like if he were able to be around, that was the one.
Man, brother, I seen this is a true story. I seen fights in school over Jeff Hardy. We was at recess. Um, some dude he laid his shirt down or whatever. I mean, playing we outside hooping or whatever, getting hot. Laid his shirt down. Somebody took it. The next day, the kid was bold enough to wear the Jeff Hardy shirt the next day. I'm talking about dude just straight went crazy on him, man. Went crazy. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. This is a true story, man. Mall Elementary, man. Hey, they do not play about Jeff Hardy. And I'm trying to tell you, bro, this is a true story, man. They do not play about Jeff Hardy. We didn't play about Cena, the spin. You remember the spinner belt? I remember the U.S. spinner belt. Like I said, man, this is when SmackDown was on Thursdays before they moved to Friday. Like this is some OG stuff here, man. Yeah, I was deep into WWE then because like WWE that was one of the things where like you had to watch every week to catch up on. It's like soap opera. It's really a soap opera type thing. You won't
But it's
understand.
really soap
Yeah,
opera for boys, bro. At that point, bro, like
correct.
that's like you said, that's truly what it is. Like you gotta watch every week. You gotta be tuned in. You gotta watch the recaps. Like a lot of the stuff that I missed, I had to go back and watch like it back through YouTube. Like as I got older, I had to go back and watch all of these matches through YouTube, just try to get the sense of the history, bro. Like I mean, but for me, I ain't gonna cap. The only reason why I ever really watched wrestling was never for the matches. I was always there for the promos. I was always there for the promos. I'm always here to hear elite shit talking. Like that. That is what attracted me to wrestling. So when you hear guys like Edge, when you hear guys like a Triple H, when you hear guys like The Rock, like that was what drew me to WWE. Like I've never been. I couldn't tell you what's a good match and what's not a good match, but I always can tell you what's a good promo and what's not a good promo because like obviously you can see what I do right now talking is all I've liked to do. So I mean, that's like the cut. Watching guys cut promos was always my biggest thing.
Man, go back like I want to say late '90s, early 2000s. Rock can nobody mess with him. Nobody, nobody, nobody. And Stone Cold either. And Stone Cold's an interesting man. Honestly, I'm back and forth with it, man. I'll get back to the Rock. Stone Cold. Stone Cold's an interesting character, man. Cause Stone Cold is literally a cat that you will see. Cause us being in the country, us being in South Carolina, don't Stone Cold mind you of just a typical person that's in Anderson, South Carolina, or something like that. Someone in the cut, Pickens County, or something like that, driving a lifted
Oh,
truck.
absolutely.
Stone Cold,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely, bro. Got a flag on the truck and all. All right, know what time you on.
yeah. You know what kind? Yeah. He was like, oh man, I'm coming here to order me 6 beers. No, I need 5 beers. You know, screw that. I don't want to go down on beers. Let's go up to 8 beers. Let me get a margarita, a whiskey, bourbon, Crown. Yeah, like, hey,
Like you know a Stone wherever you from, bro. If you from the South, you know a Stone Cold, bro. It's some you at
yeah,
least know him. He was at least on your coaching staff at some point, bro. If like you know what I'm saying, if you went to high school down here, bro, like you done met a Stone Cold before, bro, somewhere some type of way.
a pissed off redneck. You'll find them everywhere. A pissed off country ass redneck. Oh my gosh. But yeah, bring it back to The Rock, man. The Rock, he always had, man, when I was a kid, bro, I wanted to be just like this man so bad, bro. Where he just take control of the crowd. He just walk in the room, man. He had that aura, man. Like I hate to steal this from Charlie Murphy. You remember when Charlie Murphy did a story and Rick James, he just had that aura. He just doing like, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of aura, man, The Rock had. Okay, he gonna talk junk about you, make fun of you. He was like, and they're gonna say The Rock's name, Rocky, Rocky. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Man, I
like
love The Rock.
that ability to have the crowd in the palm of your hands, but I always admired about all of those guys though. Like when you really got the crowd in your hand and knowing how to control it too, knowing how to really feed into it, knowing how to get the most out of it, bro. That's always the part of the business that I always admire, bro. I'm like I admire anybody that can really get into that Duffy, bro. Like Roman Reigns for me in his later years, like early on Roman Reigns, where like hey, like I remember the oh my god, I remember the him and Cena match, bro, where he was trying to cut the promo, bro, and forgot his words in the middle of it.
Oh man, Cena let him have it. It's
Oh
called a
my
promo.
god!
So it's called a promo,
Hey,
kid. And I was like, oh my
it,
lord.
there, there are certain moments in the WWE where I'm like, I said, nah, I know this is all a work. This feels real. This feels personal. I said this don't feel like how I usually feel on a week in, week out basis. But like watching him go from that to, you know what I'm saying, the head of the table, you know what I'm saying, the tribal chief Roman Reigns, like and watching him really figure out his character and how he wants to approach, or how he wants to approach the business, bro. And I mean, obviously, it happened around the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? When the crowd was gone, and I mean, for one, being able to find yourself in that era where there was no crowd, bro. Hey man, hats off to him. But like he's like obviously he became my favorite guy to watch in terms of just in terms of just cutting promos because it felt natural. I like it when it feels like this is really you,
Yeah.
and for certain baby faces, that's why I don't really take to it as well, and that's why I think for all those years, like maybe Cena, like people didn't take the Cena as well because I'm like, bro, like at a point, bro, like there's no way you're this nice all the time. Like I like a natural asshole, bro, on the microphone. Like whoever can give me that natural asshole feel, to me, you can still be a natural ass and still be a face all at the same time.
That's why I got to bring it back to Edge when you brought up Edge earlier. See, if I was ever, that's one guy I would love to have an interesting, like, just one on one talk with. I'm like, bro, you played your character so well. I legit thought that he was an asshole in real life. And come to find out, Edge is one of the nicest guys. Well, not a nice guy to Matt Hardy, but he is one of the nicest guys, you know. And I'm like, bro, cause he remind you of a guy like I remember Edge used to wear like Ed Hardy and stuff like that. Like he really remind you of a guy like I can't say the word, but Edge is like you can tell like damn, Edge is like a cocky butthole, bro. Like you know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
I love Edge, bro. Bro, like yeah, bro. Like he just, I like, because like for me, like and they had their little mini documentary on A&E about all the great rivalries in WWE, and like what Edge was really brought the best out of what a guy like Cena was. And I feel like you can't get a guy to push the limits like that if you don't have this guy right beside him, forcing him to push the limits of what he's gonna say in a promo, what he's actually gonna do in a match. Like you said, Edge was just so natural at being an ass. Like I'm like, he didn't have to do anything crazy. Like it's not like I don't know. It felt more smooth. It felt smoother than like I say a Triple H, for example. Like Triple H felt like he was trying to. I mean, is it natural for Triple H to be an asshole? Yeah, I don't think that's even a gimmick for Triple H. I believe Triple H is a
Evolution,
real live.
him and
That's
Evolution, beautiful.
that's the real Triple H to me. Like you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like Triple H. I don't know, man. But Edge, it felt more comedic, but then it also felt sinister at times. Like when he first got the Money in the Bank, like that, along with you remember what happened when they brought in ECW into the fold and like things like that. Like that felt more like sinister, like. But like I guess one of my favorite heel runs would have been '09 Randy Orton. Like that's like the most sinister I felt like a heel ever felt. Like that felt like real evil. Like bro, hold on, bro. Like yo, what you
fam.
on, bro?
I
You out here
saw
kicking people
a
in the head. Like,
I saw a tweet. This dude was shooting his shot with a girl. He said, "I'll fight '09 Randy Orton over you." And Randy quoted it was like, "Buddy, risking his life, but risking it
shorty,
all."
like. She don't understand. I like, bro. Nah, he really he bought it, bro. Like he willing to go the distance for you, shorty. You can't just overlook that. You know what I'm saying? But '09 Randy Orton felt like the most sinister heel I ever seen. Like I said, for anybody that's watching, trust and believe. My WWE time frame is in a time capsule of my childhood. So I understand a lot of this is coming from when I was growing up. But nah, '09 Randy Orton felt real. Like that felt like pure evil at that point, bro. Like.
Yeah, and same here, man. Like I'm still stuck in the old school way, man. I remember '09 Randy Orton, and honestly, I feel like that was perfect though, cause he like that's when he finally like let it go. I'm like, you know what? I'm finally gonna get my lit back on Triple H. You just don't know when, cause when Triple H had kicked him out of Evolution, so I was like, he ain't gonna know, he ain't gonna expect to win. I was like, but I'm gonna get my lit back, and he got his lit. Hey, '09 already got his lit back. I mean, Evolution, dog. Bring that man. That was like one of the first like storylines I actually paid attention to from like beginning to end. Like I saw the vision of where it was going to try to make Randy Orton that guy, and then I also see when that didn't work out, they was like, all right, Batista is next up, and Batista is another guy that I was a huge fan of, man. I'm like, cause him and Cena, they both won their titles at WrestleMania 21, which one of the best WrestleManias, man. I love that. I love that WrestleMania. I knew John Cena was gonna win the belt. Cause bro was just He left the basic Thugonomics, and then he just slowly transitioned to Super Cena. And that's when you knew Cena, he had that aura within him. He was like, hey, this guy can take over the company. And lo and behold, he did. Right after The Rock and Stone Cold retired, man. Like, John Cena held it down at that point. But yeah, man, this is basically all the oldies, man, of wrestling, man. Today, I will say, one positive thing I will say about today is, yeah, Roman Reigns, he did find himself. And for him to find that in the COVID era, hey, that's a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing for him. He beat cancer, too. And I appreciate it. It took me a while to appreciate Roman Reigns. It really did. Cause I'm like,
Same, bro.
it took me a while to appreciate it. It took me a while to appreciate Roman Reigns, but I really do. The Tribal Chief run, one of the best runs ever, bro. I ain't mad at it. I wasn't mad at it at all. Every time he beat somebody, the longest reign that he went on, I wasn't even mad at it. And then also, shout out to Stephanie McMahon for actually putting some. She really helped with the women's division as well. I remember at one point, during like the 2008 and then 2014, the women's matches, that was the like, oh, go grab a beer, go grab a beer match,
Bruh.
or go take a piss. Yeah, it's back
Like
serious now.
growing up, bro, like you knew what the women. I won't say what the women's matches were growing up, but if you were there, you know exactly what those matches were. Yeah, but and like you said, go grab you something to drink, go get you some snacks. You know what I'm saying? That was the type of time that it was on back then. These days, though, these are elite athletes out there in the women's division that at a point. Especially when I felt like I wasn't really interested in the men's side, I was interested at least in the women's side,
Correct.
just based off of like the type of athletes they had brought in. These are legitimate Division 1 caliber athletes now. They're wrestling in the women's division now. So I mean, yeah, it felt different because I remember growing up on girl on like you remember who we grew up on, like, and not saying not to diss any of the wrestlers from that era, but these didn't feel like peak athletes that we were watching.
I was
You
a
know,
huge I was a huge Lita fan. I was a huge Lita fan before the whole Matt Hardy stuff, and then Trish Stratus fan, Mickey James, stuff like that. But you're right, they were not
like
athletes like that.
nah, not like this. Not like this. Like you said, I was like Bianca, Jay Cargill. What's the other one that
Develop
was
here, by the
Naomi?
way. Develop here.
Oh yeah,
Develop here, by the way. Before she went to the
yeah,
dark
man.
side, Bianca, this was Bianca's first home, y'all. Do your research. Developed here.
Did she did she claim it though, man? I don't want to
She
claim her
been
if
in
she
more
don't
of a
claim it.
nah. She been at more of the people in Knoxville. She been in Knoxville more.
I
You
can't claim it
know,
then, bro.
I think she was born,
I like.
but she was born there. I think so. Makes sense.
I mean that's fair, I guess.
Shout out to
Whatever,
Trick.
bro.
Shout out to Trick Williams though. Shout out to
Yeah,
Trick Williams, man.
hey,
Shout out to Trick.
hey, funny story though. Funny story about Trent Williams though, right? So, all right. So I know. So like me and his brother, bro. Like his brother, I know his brother. Uh, if y'all know who Trent Williams is, y'all know he played football at the University of South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Developed here. His brother also played football there. His brother's my frat brother, and I know that's how I know him. And then seeing him go from playing because he was playing with the Eagles last, but his last stint with playing football was on the practice squad for the Philadelphia Eagles. Then he made the transition in going into wrestling. To see him go from I ain't gonna lie, just knowing, just watching him having played at South Carolina, knowing he was on the roster, seeing the transition, seeing the early stages, and now him being this. Hey, bro, at South Carolina on top, bro. Develop here. He could be from nowhere else, bro. He couldn't be from nowhere else, bro. And not only that, man. Like when these guys come from South Carolina, bro, they be peak athletes, bro. Shout out Shelton Benjamin, man. All the way from Orangeburg, South Carolina.
You about to make me talk for 30 more minutes, man. Shelton Benjamin. Oh my lord, bro. I used to root for him just like he was a football team, man. Like, yeah, Shelton Benjamin from South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, let's go, Shelton Benjamin. When he won the IC title, I was like, bro, that is an athlete. That is an athlete right there. He has been this man, got more swole. You know, he's swole like Brock Lesnar, but can just jump around the ring. You know what I'm saying? Do anything.
I wonder why they never could give him a proper run at being like like a world champion. But I would say he was coming up. He was coming up through that time where I feel like I never saw any black world champions. For the only black world champion I can remember seeing, because mind you, I was later on to this. I think the only black world champion I can remember was King Booker. Like, this not even Booker T. This is King Booker at this point. I miss his Booker T run. And I think I saw Mark Henry at a point be a world champion. But like, those are the only two I can remember. I think Booker T did get a championship run when he was Booker T, when he initially came
Bobby
to
Lashley.
WWE.
Bobby Lashley had the ECW.
Forget,
Had the ECW run for the.
I'm not counting that. Not counting it. Not counting it. Doesn't count. I'm sorry. Can't count
And then the crazy
it.
thing, so with Shelton Benjamin, that's actually he said in the interview that's they were shaping up for him when he went gold standard. It's gonna be him versus CM Punk at I think it was Mania 23 or something like that for the ECW championship. But they never want to give him a world champion or WWE champion. But I'm like, bro's a freak athlete. And I'm like, you can keep up with the best stuff. He kept it. I mean, hell, everybody saw the match with Shawn Michaels. The one he jumped off the rope, got sweet chin music.
Bro, one of the most iconic sweet chin music of all time. Like, if not that, well, that probably is the most iconic one.
Yeah,
Like that highlight, bro. Like,
see,
that's crazy, bro.
I'm like, yo, I thought he kicked his head off, man. Man, that's another guy I just want to sit down with. Like, Shelton Bishop, why did they not give you a proper run, knowing that you probably the most athletic guy on the roster? Over with the crowd. He was over with the crowd. When heard that ain't no stopping me. I'm like, bro, okay. You know what I'm saying? My guess, maybe the mic work. He probably won the best on the mic, but that's like his only flaw. Literally. Maybe you had a guy
You can
like
find
talk for him.
you
Yeah.
you can find a way around that though, man. Like, to me, like, I know you can find a way around it, but I guess it's like, how do you want to sell them? Because I mean, like, you think about Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar isn't like, he literally
Yeah,
has
Paul
Paul
Heyman.
Heyman with him because he cannot work the mic.
Can't talk.
Well, that's literally why that man is there. I think that, like, there's a way around it, but I guess, but I don't know, man. I guess maybe because of the time, maybe it wouldn't have went over as well. Like, I don't know. I guess, like, today, like, this era now is just so much different. Like, I think, like, in like the past 10 years, it's just been so much different in terms of what people want to see. That I think, like obviously here in the past decade or so, you could have made it work, but maybe back then, maybe I don't understand how it would have worked with that with the climate and where that crowd is, because I think wrestling is weird, where like wrestling feels like wrestling's typically behind where I see the rest of society is in terms of like progressiveness, in terms of what people actually want to see. The wrestling was always one of the last forms of entertainment where you can be as edgy, you can be as prejudiced, you can be as misogynistic, you can be as anything that you want to be, and that works in this space. But obviously, I think until you hit the PG era, that's where things start to change. But even
Yeah.
still, like, wrestling still operates in that space where it's free of all the outside world critiques. So it doesn't have to be perfect. So for certain things, maybe it just wouldn't have worked, in that space. But I could be totally off base on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you're right, brother. And I hate that race has to play a role. I mean, there's a lot of black athletes that should have just had um, a good world championship run. King Booker, I'm glad he got his run as well. And shout out to BET for naming Booker T as the top black athlete. I didn't expect that. I thought at least like Ron Simmons, something like that. This way past Ron Simmons. I thought Ron Simmons at least get that, or The Rock, or hell, even Shelton Benjamin probably be up there, or Bobby Lashley. But shout out to BT for that. But I'm glad Bobby Lashley got. He recently had a run like a couple years back. I mean, him and Brock Lesnar was going back and forth with it. But I think Bobby should have had that in his prime, in his younger days. Can everybody remember younger Bobby Lashley? Baby, that boy's
Bro,
cold, man.
like like when
Yeah,
they folded ECW and brought him to Raw, like the fact that he didn't get a proper run then. Like, he got one shot at a title, and then after that we didn't see him again. So like the fact that he didn't get a proper run, like you said, like I mean, guys like Lashley, guys like Shelton Benjamin, like the fact those two guys never got a proper run during the WWE during that time frame where I think you could have, I don't know, I think if Vince had been more progressive thinking, had he been more forward thinking, he could have done a lot with those guys. But I think the company suffered a lot of years from Vince and his booking style.
Correct.
I think Vince didn't grow with the times either, which is why I think everything worked out the way it did. I mean, I was he did what he did, causing this to happen. But I think it's also a result of Vince also being stuck in whatever era he was in, like thinking that he could still do some of the things that that he had been doing. Um, cause some of this, but again, I think his like a progression and growth led to where
Yeah.
we're at right now. So I mean, I think all these people we're naming, like the people that are coming up after them, are gonna get their just due. But
Yeah. One
it's
thing,
still it's still a lost generation of guys that missed out on opportunity.
and one thing about it, man, the booking is never gonna be perfect. It's never gonna be to the fans' liking. Certain things I question. But today, like while Jay Uso stuff like that, the Usos, they're done that. That's my guy, man. He not, that's my guy, dog. I don't know why people like Rizma and all them be hating on, bro, man. I like Jay Uso, man. He be turned, You got to be very charismatic with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I don't know, man. A lot of the bookings it's gonna be questionable to us all, bro. To this day. So that's all I got, man. That damn, we talking a good bit about this stuff.
36 minutes worth of WWE, folks. Hey, look here, man. Hey, look, man.
Woo.
It's the off season, dog. Y'all know what we really do. You know what I'm saying? But in that time frame when when we off from football, we got to give y'all something, man. This felt like too monumental of a moment to not dive in and talk about it, bro. Like I said, hopefully we can continue this. Like that means I have to get back into wrestling full swing to really be able to come talk to y'all. But you know what I'm saying? Until then, I'm your host, Shanti Stewart. This is my co-host, A. Smith. We are the Joe Dropper Sports Podcast, and we out.